This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle TV in association with Macklinshire Marbella. We're at the Sheffield Arena here for Brook vs Busy A. With me I've got the one and only Cobra, FROCH MBE. How are you, Cole?
I'm alright, mate, I'm good.
Yeah? How's retired life?
Brilliant, loving it.
Yeah? Happy?
Just been speaking to Niall Hickman from the Express. He doesn't work for the Express anymore, but very good friend of Rick out, and he wrote his book, he also wrote my book, and he's just asking me about retirement and asking me if I'm missing it and if there's any danger of me coming back in the ring. And the answer was no to all of them, so I'm well and truly and happily retired, enjoying it, KUGAN.
That's good to hear, it's good to hear. You know, happy retired fighter. Don't know how many of them there are, but
there's a few, not many.
You're definitely one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Big fight 2 weeks from today. Anthony Joshua takes on Charles Martin for the RBF heavyweight world title in his 16th fight. Is this fight too early for Anthony?
It's not too early, no. I reckon it's a risky fight, but he's at that level now where he needs to fight somebody, because if he keeps fighting, the Dylan White fight was good, you know, great domestic fight, but if he keeps fighting nobodies, people aren't going to keep following him. You know, he's got to take his chances, and this is a chance for him to become RBF world champion against probably one of the, it's probably fair to say, one of the weakest champions out there in Charles Martin, but very dangerous. I mean, when I say weak, if you compare him to Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, then they're dangerous fights for him. They're fights you'd say, no, don't put him in with them two. David Hayes not quite back on the world fringe yet. I think he's got one more fight, then he'll be there. But even David Hayes, a risky fight for Josh, and you wouldn't want to put him in with him. So Charles Martin for Joshua is a sensible fight, but risky. But
a risk worth taking.
Of course, it's a risk worth taking, yeah, because once he becomes RBF champion, I believe he will do, he can maybe have 1 or 2 fights to build himself, a couple of steady defences, some voluntaries before he gets really tough mandatory.
What's your thoughts on it though? Do you believe that he will become victorious on the night?
I think he'll win. I think he's got what it takes to win. He showed a little bit of vulnerability against Dylan White in his last fight. He got rocked to his boots, but he recovered from that heavy left hook that he got caught clean with, and it was a heavy left hook that caught him flush. And let's be honest, he turned into Frank Bruno for 2 rounds. He stiffened up at the legs, he was quite slow and ponderous, and it was worrying. But he got over that, recovered, finished strong, and what a great finish it was. And for a heavyweight to get clipped like that and then turn it around and finish in style, I was impressed. And he'll take a lot from that, he'll learn from that, and he'll come on stronger. Charles Martin is a little bit of an unknown quantity, so it's dangerous.
You've been watching a little bit of him, haven't you?
I've had a look at him, yeah, he bangs with that looping southpaw left hook. And he puts them away. I mean, he's got 30 knockouts out of 33 wins. He's a massive puncher, and that's the danger for Josh if he gets caught. But if he boxes and moves and uses his skills, the skills that got him the Olympic gold, I reckon he'll be safe enough, and he'll win comfortably enough. He may just wipe the floor with Charles Martin. He might go in there and let a big Arsenal attack go, get drawn into a fight and do the business and wipe Charles Martin out. And then everyone says, oh, Charles Martin was never any good anyway. But I can't see it. I think Charles Martin's good enough to be in there and give Josh plenty of trouble and plenty to think about. It's a fight I'm really looking forward to. I'm a little bit worried for Josh, because Josh is a good friend of mine. I'm a massive fan. I make no secret of saying that. I think he's going to be heavyweight world champion. This is his chance, his best chance. It's come a little bit early, he's only 16 fights. But I think he's going to do the business.
But there is a slight concern there for you.
Of course there's a concern, yeah. It's heavyweight boxing, and Martin can punch.
If he is to become victorious, it sets up some potential massive fights. David Hayes back in the mix now. Tyson Fury is obviously at the top of the tree at the moment. So within this country, there are some Wembley fillers, shall we say.
Do you think the Wembley fillers, do you?
We've only had one Wembley filler.
I think, who was that?
That little lad from Nottingham.
Hey, talk about little lads from Nottingham. Lee Wood just obliterated.
Great win from Lee Wood.
Didn't he look strong?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Lee Wood. Well done, mate. Proud of you.
Absolutely.
He looked good.
That was just little lad from Nottingham that beat a guy from Hammersmith.
Yeah, I mean that was a massive fight at Wembley Stadium, wasn't it? In front of as you know, 80,000 fans.
How many?
And, for that to be done again.
Carl, how many?
For that to be done again, it would take someone like Anthony Joshua
versus Fury,
or David Hayes, or Tyson
Hayes.
Fury, or somebody like that, when he's world champion. He needs to beat Charles Martin first. I think he can. I don't think it's going to be easy. What's going on?
Straight
That's strawberry mentol.
But that's April the 9th. That's a great card. You're gonna be there for that fight at the O2 as well.
I'm gonna be there. Yeah, of course I'm gonna be there.
Of course. Let me ask you about another fight. May 7th in Las Vegas. Amir Khan takes on Saul Alvarez, CANELO. What do you think of this fight? How do you see it going?
I've got to give Amir Khan big props for his bravery. It's a very risky fight for Amir Khan. It's a big fight, one I'm looking forward to. I've said before, I think Amir Khan can win it. I can see how Amir Khan wins it. But I can also see how it can go terribly wrong for him. CANELO can punch, he can box, and he's a fighter as well. And he's more natural that way. The odds are against Amir Khan in this one, but I'm giving him a lot of credit for taking the fight.
Would you have rather
Looking
have seen?
forward to it.
Sorry, Carl. Would you have rather have seen Khan CANELO or
Apology
Khan
accepted.
or Khan Brook? What one would you
I'd
rather
love
have
to see
seen?
Amir Khan Kell Brook. I'd love to see that.
Over CANELO.
You still might see it. Yeah, because you've got to love a British world title fight. You'd much rather see, well, I would, Amir Khan Kell Brook rather than Khan CANELO. But you may see Amir Khan Kell Brook after this one. If it, say he loses to CANELO, but he does really well, and he shows. Say he gets the points, he loses on points, and he's proven that he can mix it with that sort of level. And Kell Brook keeps, he's got to do the business tonight, but I'm sure he will. Then even if he loses, it won't take that whole fight away. I mean, it'd be great if Amir Khan won. Kell Brook keeps winning, because that's going to be a massive British world title fight, another domestic tear-up. I'm just a bit worried about Amir Khan against CANELO, and if he does win that weight, will he come back down? I don't know. So I don't know, that fight now Khan's fighting CANELO, that fight seems to be drifting away. But never say never with that one, it just might happen. We've got another 2 minutes left, I keep checking my phone.
All right. Right, one more question. You made some comments in the week in reference to Golovkin and the level of opponents he's fought. I think you made some quotes about Billy Joe Saunders as well. Can you go over that with me again? What you actually said?
We've got time to go over that. We've got like 1 minute left.
Well, you can quickly say something about it.
I just said there's nobody on Gennady Golovkin's record that he's beat. He's obviously beat all of them. That Billy Joe Saunders couldn't beat. That's what I said. I think Billy Joe Saunders beats all of the opponents on Triple G's resume. So you can't totally write off a fight against Golovkin and Billy Joe. You've got to give Billy Joe Saunders a chance of beating Golovkin. In my opinion. In my humble opinion.
In your humble opinion. But there's also a possibility the winner of Alvarez and Khan is mandated to fight Triple G for that WBC title. So, could you see that possibility happening? Like, if say Khan was to win?
Can you imagine if Amir Khan beat Alvarez, right, and then he fights Triple G and beats Triple G? That'd just be phenomenal, wouldn't it? That'd be wicked.
Is that on Carl FROCH levels?
That's 80,000 at Wembley Stadium, that is.
All day long. All day long. All right. Well, listen. 8 minutes 30. So we've kept it all right.
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes to get my plugs in.
All right. Well, listen, Carl. Thanks for giving us a little bit of time.
Always enjoy it. You look like you're flipping me the bird there. You got your finger on the camera, like.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about that.
You look like you've been giving me the bird all the way through the interview. Right, I'm gonna have to go.
Right.
See you in a bit.
CASSIUS, Carl FROCH, IFL TV. Thank you very much.